everyone. Welcome back to Orchestrated Rams with Ian on the LA Rams Podcast Network. Today, we'll be breaking down Rams versus Packers week number 5. And what an interesting game this was, with both teams having serious injuries to star players, offensively, defensively. It was very interesting to see both teams attack each other in very unique ways. And a couple mistakes here by the Packers, a couple mistakes here by the Rams made this game much more tight than it originally was looking. So, with all that said, let's get into it. So on this first impactful play of the game, first quarter, 7 minutes, 41 seconds in the game, 2nd and 10 situation for the Green Bay Packers offense, and the score right now is 0-0. So the Packers here decide to run a play action pass, and you'll get the run action here, and he'll stay back to help block by the running back. You'll have this top receiver running a deep comeback route or stop route, and then you have the tight end running to the flats. You have this inside receiver at the bottom running a deep post that turns into like a deep crossing route. So I can't draw as far as where he goes, but he starts to run to that post there and then curves it into the sideline on the top of the screen. And then you have this bottom receiver here running a deeper in route. And the LA Rams defense here is running cover Tampa 2. So just like cover 2, there's 2 people responsible deep. So that will be Quinn Lake will have one side. Akello Witherspoon will have the other side deep, making it the 2 in the cover 2. And then what makes this Tampa cover 2 is that you have an inside linebacker covering deep, but not all the way far back like the safeties would be, which that would make it cover 3 people deep. The Tampa in the Tampa 2 is you'll have a linebacker covered deep just underneath the safeties there. Still pretty far back, not all the way, but in that kind of lower deep part of the field, which makes it that Tampa 2 there, if that makes sense. And then everyone underneath, of course, you'll have there, here. But then the Rams decide to send Troy Reeder to rush, and then they drop Byron Young to cover the short area, replacing Reeder in the zone that he would originally be responsible for, with, of course, everyone else rushing the passer. So again, Tampa 2 people deep, and then you have a linebacker deep underneath the safeties. All right. So we're going to let this thing go here. And then I want to pause it right here for you. So you see Jordan Love is having time. The pass rush is unfortunately not getting there for the Rams. And he's getting ready to launch this thing to the receiver that was running that post that ends up turning into a crossing route. But as you can see here, you have Quinn Lake who's deep. Akello's bailing deep. And they're in decent positions at this point. But we'll let this thing go a little bit more. So ball is in the air. You see Akello Witherspoon running, playing it pretty solid so far. You have Quinn Lake also running, playing it pretty solid so far. But we'll let it go even a little bit more. And then right here, no doubt about it, this pass by Jordan Love should either be broken up, swatted down, or intercepted by Akello Witherspoon. No doubt about it. But he totally misreads this pass, whether he got lost in the sunshine of the SoFi Stadium roof, whether he just couldn't see the ball in general, whether he thought it was going to end up in a different spot. No matter how you slice it, he misread it, and he totally gets himself out of position here. So we'll let this thing even go a little bit more. And then right there, he's totally out of position here. Right there on the little dot that I put. When he should be more on the outside there and should be swatting this down or intercepting the pass. But that's not what happens. So we'll let it go even a little tiny bit more. And then right there, totally out of position by Akello. And then Quentin Lake could not get a hand on this ball, and then the Packers receiver catches this thing. Absolutely impactful play by the Rams defensive backs to not locate the football, not swat it down, not get a possible highly likely interception, and then the Packers receiver for making an insane catch here, setting their team up for first and goal. So incredibly impactful for the Rams defense to not make a play on this ball and really turned the tide early in this game. And the Packers did end up scoring not too far later on this drive, a couple plays later, and ended up making this thing 7-0 early in the first quarter. But man, oh man, tough pass coverage right there by the Rams defense and a good play by the Packers offense. On the second impactful play of the game, first quarter, 3 minutes, 28 seconds, 4th and goal situation. And with the Rams having 4 weeks worth of serious red zone issues and Coach McVay being asked about it for 4 straight weeks, it felt like he was pressing the issue a little hard, a little too early to go for it here instead of kicking the field goal. But alas, here they are going for it on 4th and goal. And they decide to pass the ball here. So at the bottom, you have Tutu Atwell running a comeback stop route right at the goal line. You have Demarcus Robinson running a deeper crossing route or drag route. Then you'll have Colby Parkinson, the 6'7" tight end, motioning across to help the offense see if it's man, somebody follows him, zone if nobody does. And then once he gets to his spot, he'll be running a post. Running back Kyron Williams will be checking the block, and then once he's helped there, he'll swing to the outright as a check down route on that swing route. And then you have the top receiver, Jordan Winnington, running a whip route, but he's going to be whipping it inward. So he'll get to the top, he'll go outward, and then he'll bring it back in, whipping it inward. And that's what the Rams offense is doing there. Defensively for the Green Bay Packers, they're going to be running cover one man. So the one in that means that one person is responsible deep, so it'll be him. You'll always have, most times, you'll have somebody underneath, and that's what will happen here. The linebacker there will have zone, and then everyone else will be in man-to-man coverage. So, man there. Tight end is manned up here, and the 2 corners are manned with the outside receivers, and linebacker manned with Williams, the running back. But, of course, all the other guys rushing the passer. So, what ends up happening here? Well, let's let it go a little bit. So, want to pause right here before the ball is officially snapped. You see that safety go over and follow Colby Parkinson. So the quarterback, the offense, the receivers, tight end, everybody knows, hey, it's man-to-man coverage, which helps them out make a decision a little bit faster, but we'll let it go a little bit more. And then right here, I'm going to circle this. So third string left guard who's filling in for an injured Steve Avila or an injured Jonah Jackson, no matter how if that position group is going to shake out long term for the season, as they both were switching between center and guard. Third string Logan Bruss, former 3rd round pick, just absolutely gets beat here on this pass blocking situation. And Stafford wants to throw this football to 6'7" tight end Colby Parkinson, a really good red zone threat in theory because of his height and because he's a tight end, and he should be able to catch a lot of these passes. So you see Matthew Stafford getting ready to load this thing up, but again, the pressure that Logan Bruss lets up makes Stafford have to throw this ball sidearm, not traditionally over the top, which is what you would want to be able to have a clean pass. Stafford has to throw this thing like a baseball, sidearm style, to even have a chance of this thing being completed. And that's what ends up happening. He has to throw it sidearm. So we'll let it go a little bit more. He throws it sidearm. Obviously, he gets hit there. And unfortunately, that sidearm pass was not the most accurate, as most sidearm passes are incredibly hard to pull off. And Stafford is one of the few quarterbacks in the history of the NFL who completes tons of sidearm passes. But on this situation, he could not get it to 6'7" tight end Colby Parkinson. But again, that was all because of the pressure led up by Logan Bruss. And what a missed opportunity this was to complete a pass, because Colby would have had a chance. Now, would it have been caught? Who knows? But because the pass had to be rushed and because it had to be sidearm, Colby really never had a serious chance to get his hands on the football, and it was just mailed over his head there. So pretty unfortunate for the Rams as I let this thing go from the beginning. You can see the whole thing in picture, but missed opportunity, an incredibly impactful play by the Rams offense to not make it, and the Packers defense causing the pressure, causing Matthew Stafford to throw this ball earlier than what he wanted to and throw it sidearm, which he didn't want to do originally, I'm sure, too. On this third impactful play of the game, second quarter, 9 minutes, 51 seconds, third and goal situation. Rams are down 0-7, and they decide to run the football here with one of the best short yardage, gotta have a first down, gotta score a touchdown running backs, all-pro Kyren Williams. And they decide to run duo lead is what I like to call it. And duo is a gap scheme run play when you're trying to get the running back to run through a certain gap, and that gap is going to be here, the gap between the tight end Colby Parkinson and the left tackle Lark Jackson there. And what makes this the duo run play is that everyone's going to be down blocking, trying to clear out that gap. So you have a down block to the right from the left tackle, down block to the right of the left guard, same thing with the center, and everyone else is going to be just trying to get people out of the way with the tight end clearing out to the left. And what makes this duo lead is that you're going to have Jordan Winnington, the receiver, be a fullback on this play, which is pretty remarkable. The Rams ask him, Nakua, Kupp to be, pseudo tight end fullbacks and take on D linemen and linebackers and clear it out like a fullback would from the 80s. He is going to motion across, and once the ball is snapped, when he's in the close to the gap trying to run through, he's going to lead block and find the first person, maybe a linebacker, D lineman, whoever shows up there, clear them out of the way so then Kyren could hit that gap and score a touchdown. So duo lead is the run play here. Now defensively for the Green Bay Packers, they're in a nickel package here. And nickel packages for defense is when you have 5 defensive backs on the field, whether it be safeties, corners, a mixture of both. 5 of them are on the field. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 33. They're 5 with 4 D linemen, an outside linebacker, and a true traditional inside linebacker. But for a goal line defensive formation, you usually want more D linemen, bigger bodies to be able to clog up the running lanes or the possible running lanes to stop them from scoring. But Packers decided to run more DBs since the Rams do like to throw the ball a ton when they're in the red zone. So I kind of get why they're there, but with them being this close to giving up a touchdown, it is interesting that they chose to do a nickel package here on defense. But makes sense. Rams decided to run it as they probably predicted that Packers would maybe be in this smaller body goal line defense. So we'll let this thing go here a little bit. And as you can see here, boom. You see the motion. I'll let it play a little bit more. You see everyone start to down block, trying to clear out that gap. But you see right here, Lark Jackson whiffs on his down block where his defender in front of him that he was trying to clear out of the way to the right beats him, is swimming over him, trying to get his arm and shove him out of the way. And he's going to do that with, as you can see here, you see Whittington going to block. You see Kyren going to start to get the handoff, but we'll let this thing go a little bit more here. You see blocks happen. Lark Jackson's guy who was supposed to clear out is going to make the tackle there. And that's not ideal for this run play. I mean, this should be a tackle in the backfield. But like I stated earlier, Kyren Williams, the running back here, is one of the best short yardage. Got to have a first down. Got to score a touchdown here, running backs in the NFL. And he just runs right through this tackle and just slams into the end zone and scores a touchdown here. Absolutely fantastic here by the running back. Boom. Touchdown. And it wasn't blocked perfectly other than Lark Jackson whiffing on his down block. But Kyren was able to just slam it in. And what an impactful play this was for the Rams offense to get on the scoreboard and tie this thing up in the second quarter, 7-7 after this point. Great play by the Rams. Great play by the running back, Kyren Williams. What an impactful play. on this fourth impactful play of the game. Second quarter, 2 minutes, 11 seconds left before halftime. 3rd and 12 situation for the Green Bay Packers offense as the ball game is currently tied 7-7. And what the Packers decide to do here is, well, they decide to throw the ball. But interestingly, they decide to max protect with Jordan Love rolling out to his right. So you're going to have Jordan Love have a rollout to his right there to create more space for himself with. You're going to have running back Jacobs stay home to pass protect. The tight end is also going to stay back and pass protect with the lineman. And then you're going to have this top receiver running a deep stop route or comeback route. You're going to have this inside receiver running a deep post. And then you're going to have this bottom receiver running a deep corner route. And that's pretty much it. Defensively, the Rams are in a very interesting formation, as you can see. They have an overload here to the right and an overload here to the left on the front of the defense. But interestingly, if you notice, there are no traditional inside linebackers here. No Christian Roseboom for the Rams. No Troy Reeder for the Rams. They have 3 of their edge rushing outside linebackers, Byron Young, Jared Verse, the rookie, and Michael Hoyt on the field. You have 2 of the D tackles, Kobe Turner and Braden Fisk, the rookie. Then you have 6 defensive backs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they're in their dime package with no inside linebackers, with overloads on both the left and right side of the defensive formation. So they're trying to confuse Jordan Love and the Packers offense. And what they end up deciding to do schematic-wise is run cover 2 man, which you're going to have 2 people covering deep and everyone else will be man to man. So you have man here, man with the tight end. Hoyt is actually going to be man with the running back, even though he's lined up there on the outside. And then you're going to have the 2 in that cover 2 be 1 safety cover deep there. And then Curl will be the other safety cover deep there, with all the other guys rushing the passer like normal. Cover 2 man. So if you let this thing go here, things get pretty dang interesting. So I'll let it play. Ball is snapped. Now, right here, you see Jordan Love start to get his rollout to the right. You see everyone locking up with their dudes man to man. But with Braden Fisk being so far outside on the overload to the right, the running back Josh Jacobs immediately goes for him, makes a pretty clean block. But then that left tackle for the Packers looking to help, but leaving Byron Young on the very far right free to chase after quarterback Jordan Love. So let's let this thing go a little bit more here. Look at that. Free shot to the quarterback. You have the Packers left tackle trying to chase, saying, oh no. And we'll let this thing go a little bit more. And then right here, Byron has an absolute kill shot to get the safety here and get easy 2 points for the Rams. But I think he was afraid of maybe laying out Jordan Love. And with roughing the passer being called a ton for quarterbacks for simple tackles, I think Byron was afraid of that and just gives him a shoulder pop, which wasn't enough to get him to the ground immediately. So let's let this thing go a little bit more. Shoulder pop. He doesn't go down immediately, as you can see there. Jordan is still trying to hang on. We'll let this thing go a little bit more here. Throws it up to avoid the safety. And I'm sure Byron Young at this point is like, I can't believe it that he didn't go down on that shoulder pop. And again, I think he was being a little too cautious, not trying to get a roughing the passer penalty. Jordan throws it up, but boom, right here. Rookie McCullough, number 39 for the Rams, playing in that dime package as the 6th defensive back, who was man-to-man with the tight end. And since the tight end was staying back to pass block, he was there making sure he didn't run off, since that was his responsibility to cover that tight end. running with him, and then snags Jordan Love's pass to try to get rid of it, picks it off, runs it in for an easy 4-yard pick six. Holy cow. What a crazy play that was. Again, Byron's free because of the pass protection and then lined up so wide. He takes it easy on the quarterback, but it ended up working out with McCullough getting the pick six. What an interesting defensive formation by Chris Scholl and the Rams defense. Trying to disguise what they're doing. It totally worked. Should have been a safety, but it worked out for the better that Byron didn't lay out Jordan Love completely, and McCullough was there to get a very important pick six right before the half. And what great play design there by the Rams defensive coordinator. Great execution by the Rams. And fortunately, Byron Young didn't get the tackle. And the rookie defensive back was with his tight end and made a great play to snag that and get in the end zone. What an impactful play this was. On this fifth most impactful play of the game. Third quarter now. 11 minutes, 26 seconds. 2nd and 6 situation with the Rams up 13-10 at this point. And the Packers decide to run a very interesting play action pass here. So I'll draw it out for you guys. This top receiver is going to motion across, then motion to the backfield, fake the handoff, and then run a little check down swing. Jacobs, the running back, is going to be running to the flats there. You're going to have this inside receiver run a deep crossing route or a deep drag route. And you're going to have this top receiver running a deep post up top. And then this tight end on the top right, it's going to be running a deep drag crossing route to the bottom of the screen or the left side of the field there. So that's what the Packers are doing. Play action fake with a wide receiver. Defensively, I believe the Rams are running combo coverage. Combo coverage meaning one side of the field is running one type of pass coverage and then the other is running a different type. So it'll be man on this side, D Will, Darius Williams man with him. You'll have man there. And then the other side of the defense, I believe, is running cover six. Cover six meaning two people have one side deep and then one person with the other side responsible deep. So Lake responsible deep there. And then you have Curl deep on that one quarter of the half, and then you have Durant deep on the other quarter of that half. Cover six meaning a combination of cover 4 and cover 2. There you go. With everyone else underneath, of course. With pass rushers as always. And let's let this thing go. What ends up happening? So I'll let this thing play here. All right. So you get the interesting play action fake, and then you see everything start to develop. You see everyone dropping into their respective zones. You have man on the bottom, as you can see. He's following the crossing route going across. D Will is man with his guy. Everyone else, again, dropping into their respective coverages on the cover 6 on the other side. But it was the right play against the right coverage at the right time that Matt LaFleur picked for Jordan Love in this offense to execute. I'll let this thing go a little bit more. Right here. Because it was man on one side, right? It was man there, and D-Will was trying to jump that route, thinking that he was going to throw that post. Man here, and then everyone else in zone in the respective areas. That left the tight end for the Packers here wide open on that deep crossing route. No one had him because it was man at the bottom and zone at the top, so nobody followed him, or no one had that area of the field when he was coming over on that deep drag crossing route. So wide open and an easy pitch and catch for Jordan Love in the Packers offense. I'll let this thing go a little bit more. Wide open. And then just great run after the catch. Right here, Darius Williams has to be able to wrap him up and get him to the ground. But you guessed it, he can't do it. Stiff arm. Then Quinton Lake has a chance to at least trip him up and get him to the ground somehow. He can't do it. And then he just scurries in for a touchdown. Man, oh man. What an impactful play that was. Again, because it was man at the bottom, they went the receivers. Because it was zone at the top, that left the tight end there wide open. I mean, just what an impactful play this was. Can't make the tackle there, can't make the tackle there. And again, right play call, right situation at the exact right time. What an impactful play this was. And the Packers get a quick score and take the lead here. On the sixth most impactful play of the game. Third quarter, 8 minutes, 15 seconds left. 3rd and 10 situation for the Rams offense as they are down 13-17 at this point of the game. And they decide to pass the ball to try to get a first. So what they do is they have Tutu Atwell, the receiver, having a motion across a little bit of the field to see if it's man if somebody follows him, zone if nobody follows him. And once he gets to his point, he'll be running a deep corner route. Demarcus Robinson, the inside receiver, will be running a whip route, but he's going to be whipping it inward, so he'll start to the outside and then whip it back inward. You'll have the tight end here running a short stop or comeback route. Williams, the running back who's lined up wide, will be running to the flats. And then Whittington, the outside receiver at the bottom of the screen, will be running a deeper in or dig route. And that's what the offense is doing. Defensively, the Green Bay Packers are running cover one, robber, man. And the one meaning one person responsible deep. That'll be this safety. And then the robber means someone else's zone underneath that, but not underneath where it's close to the line of scrimmage where inside linebackers will be. It's more in that deeper part of the field. So he'll be robber zone covering there. And then the man will be everywhere else. Man here. Man. And then man up top, with all the other guys rushing the passer, of course. So we'll let this thing go here, and what ends up happening? Well, get the motion. And then right here, you see a delayed stunt by the Packers D lineman. And what a stunt is, everybody, is where you have anybody who's rushing the passer to get the quarterback. You have them start to attack a certain area, and then they'll switch to a different part of the lineman or a different part of the area to get to the quarterback. So what ends up happening here is that you have a D lineman purposely trying to attack inside. You have this D lineman initially attacking straight forward, but then he whips around on the stunt, right? You're trying to end up somewhere else to get himself free to get to the quarterback. And that's exactly what happens here. And I'll rewind it a little bit so you can see it in real time. The stunt. Boom. Ends up, then he whips around. Do you see that? Now he has a free lane or free shot to Matthew Stafford, where he's now blocked. So Stafford sees that. He's waiting for Tutu Atwell to get open on the deep corner route and hopefully hit him for a first down. But Stafford, because of the pressure, has to throw this thing a little earlier than what he was initially probably hoping for. Throws it, but because of the pressure and because he gets hit almost simultaneously, he does not throw a great football here, again, because of the early pressure. So Xavier McKinney, who has interceptions in the 4 previous games, so 4 straight games, is able to see the bad ball that's thrown that hangs in the air a little too long and just zooms over to the field to cut off Tutu Atwell and intercept this pass. If I let this thing go here, they'll go here more, you'll see. Boom. Not a great pass because of the early pressure, and Stafford just chucked it up. But McKinney, being a Pro Bowl, all-pro level safety, reads that thing no problem and just snags it and gets an interception. What an impactful play that was. And what a game-changing defensive play there by the Packers for running that stunt, and then McKinney for just reading it and just zooming over to Tutu Atwell's side of the field and snagging that on the badly thrown corner route. Again, because of the stunt pressure by the Packers D line. What an impactful play this was. On the seventh most impactful play of the game, we zoom all the way forward to the end of the fourth quarter. 3 minutes, 16 seconds left. 3rd and 10 situation here for the Packers offense, as now the score is 19-24, as both teams have now scored touchdowns, and the Rams defense is trying to get a stop to prevent the Packers from, running this thing out here, as a pass that would have been completed would definitely run the clock down to minimal time, and the Rams offense would not have enough time to make a comeback if they were to get a first down in this situation. So the Packers trying to get that first. What do they decide to do? Well, they decide to throw the football. They have a streak go route here at the top. They're going to have a deep crossing or drag route in the slot here. Jacobs, their running back, is going to stay back to pass block. Tight end's going to have a delayed pass blocking to a short or shallow crossing route. And then the bottom receiver here is going to be running a deep go route as well. Now, the Rams defense is yet again in this no inside linebacker dime package formation. So you have the 6 DBs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you have no inside linebackers. Again, no Troy Reeder, no Christian Roseboom. And they decide to have 3 of their edge rushing outside linebackers, Young, Hoyt, Verse, and then they have Kobe Turner and rookie Braden Fisk. Very interesting look, as they seem to be trying to overload both sides, not having anybody in, close to the interior for the most part. And they end up deciding to do cover 1 robber man. So the 1 meaning 1 person responsible deep, which would be Lake there. You're going to have curl robber zoning underneath. Again, the robber meaning someone's playing a deeper zone underneath the up top safety. And then everyone else will be in man. Man there, man there, man there. Hoyt, even though he is lined up on the outside, he is man with the running back Jacobs. And then McCullough, even though, yes, he is up very close and looks like he's going to be blitzing, he is man with the tight end. And, of course, everyone else rushing the passer. So if we let this thing go here, what ends up happening? Well, you get the rush, ball is snapped, you get everybody in man-to-man, and then Jordan Love decides to chuck it up on that go route on the bottom of the field, or the bottom of the screen, excuse me. And Darius Williams, he gets beat here. No doubt about it. The receiver is getting open on that streak go route, and this seems to be like it was going to be a completion, and the Rams were going to more than likely lose this game. Clock was going to wind down, and that was going to be a wrap. But Jordan Love did not throw the best football here, and Darius Williams was able to catch up as the receiver had to slow down, and the pass became incomplete. As you can see here, it was not a great ball. You see, he had to slow down, and D-Will was able to break it up. What an impactful play this was, as Jordan Love usually makes these deep ball passes pretty accurately, but here he just underthrows it, and luckily for the Rams, luckily for Darius Williams, he was able to break it up and make a play and give the ball back to their offense, as, again, a first down here would have finished it, game over, but Rams get another opportunity after this. What an impactful play. Here on this final impactful play of the game, fourth quarter, 1 minute and 5 seconds left. 4th and 5 situation. The score is still 19-24. Rams trying to have a game-winning touchdown drive to upset the Packers. And they decide to pass the ball here to try to pick up this first down and keep their hopes alive. So at the bottom, they have a motion on Tutu Atwell to see if it's man. Somebody follows him. Zone if nobody does. And once he gets to his spot, he will be having a deep drag route, crossing route. Johnson, who is in for an injured Jordan Whittington, is going to be running a corner route. Colby Parkinson, who was there in the slot, is going to be running a slant. Williams, who's lined up wide, the running back, running to the flats. And then you're also going to have a slant by Demarcus Robinson on the backside there. Now, defensively for the Packers, they're running cover one man blitz. So what that blitz is, that they're going to be sending more than 4 people to rush the passer here. So you're going to get upfield, upfield. Then the blitz will come from this defender with everyone else in man-to-man. Man. You're going to have man here. You're going to have the one up top, right, for that cover one. But I'm going to let this play for a second. And the defenders pass off responsibility with who is in man-to-man. As you can see here, as I'll show you real quick. We'll let this thing go for a second. So, 2 motions down. Okay, so the ball is snapped. And now, you see the man with the running back. This defender is going to go with 2-2. The same safety DB is going to keep with Parkinson. And then you're going to have this other corner follow Johnson with, again, the one in that cover one being the up top safety. And then as you can see also, you see the blitz coming. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Trying to get the Stafford, confuse him, get pressure, somehow make this be an incomplete pass or quarterback hit or sack. So we'll let this thing go a little bit more here. You see the routes develop. And then right here, just want to point this out for everybody real quick. No doubt about it, Tutu Atwell was held here. Should have been a penalty, should have been a first down. Was not called. Very unfortunate, but he was held there. No doubt about it. But simultaneously, the pressure got to Matthew Stafford. The 5-man blitz was too much for the Rams O-line, and pressure is in his face. So Stafford has to throw this football sidearm to Colby Parkinson, the 6'7" tight end who's running that quick slant there. And we'll let this thing go a little bit more here. Again, pressure. Stafford had to throw it early, also had to throw it sidearm, like the earlier play that I showed you on 4th and goal, where he had to sidearm it to Colby Parkinson because pressure was in his face. The pass, inaccurate, as most sidearm passes are for quarterbacks. And again, I know Stafford completes tons of them, but when pressure's in your face and you have to throw it weird sidearm, things don't get complete, even though, again, Stafford completes a lot of crazy sidearm passes. But just like earlier, he couldn't hear because of the pressure. The pass wasn't as accurate as he had hoped. Boom, incompletion, game over right there. Very, very unfortunate, but got to credit the Packers defense for creating the pressure. But at the same time, let's not forget, Tutu Atwell was definitely held on his crossing route. As again, I'll pause it right here. No doubt about it. Was held right there. But regardless, the pressure got to Stafford. He cannot throw the accurate pass to 6'7" tight end Colby Parkinson, and that was a wrap. What an impactful play that was. And Packers did enough to win the game. Rams had too many turnovers, had too many mistakes, too many unconverted point opportunities, and this is what happens. You're forced to throw a quick slant to your tight end with pressure in your face, and you get this type of outcome here.